You're watching Mental Health with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. In today's video, I want to talk about Generation Z and why they are so open about their mental health. And I don't know if I'll have the answer of why, but I freaking love it. And what really brought this up, I've always known, right, that mental health is getting more and more acceptable in everyday conversations. People are more accepting of it as time passes, as generations come after. But what really reminded me of this was watching season one of the D'Amelio show. If you know Charlie D'Amelio from TikTok, famous TikToker. And I know I'm like late to the party, but I just watched it for the first time recently and I was very surprised by what I saw. I don't know what I was expecting, but I did not expect it to be so focused on mental health and just being so open about it. And so that's why I just wanted to talk about it today and uh, I just love it that we're trending in that direction. Of course, it's still unfortunate where mental health is still very stigmatized across all generations, but I feel like the stigma is getting lesser and lesser. The younger generations are, and so that's why I'm really excited to see that, especially just seeing people being able to be vulnerable and open about it, talking about their experiences, their meltdowns, their breakdowns, anxiety, depression, everything. And I love that, especially on the show specifically, that they really gave such an air to an important topic. And I know they have a lot of young fans that are looking up to the D'Amelio family, and so being able to have that kind of open dialogue that, hey, you're not alone here. We've got quote unquote famous people who struggle with mental health just the same, and young people being able to be open about that, I think, is just such a positive step in the right direction. And so I know I say young people. I don't consider myself a young person anymore. I'm not a part of Generation Z. I'm a millennial, 29, going to be 30 soon. I say that soon. It's in like 6 months, but to me, anyway. But yeah, not part of this younger generation. But for me personally, I've still, I don't say grown up with, but experienced a lot of the stigma around mental health, and that none of my friends growing up or anything, no one was talking about it. No one even, could even fathom the idea of talking about, mental health medications and people taking them. And that's where such of the stigma is. And even now in my 20s, not for long, but anyway, what I have been, the last 10 years, it still hasn't been something that has been widely talked about and accepted, except in kind of, special circles, support groups and things like that. And so it's so interesting just to see that people in the Gen Zers, I don't know what they're called, are just able to be so open about their mental health and share that, because I just think that just has such an impact and a downstream effect. Because I feel like if I would have been able to see others struggling with the same issues as me and really identifying them as mental health challenges and realizing there was support out there, I just feel like I would have been able to get help a lot sooner. Because I didn't even know this was a thing that I had officially until later in life. And just being able to get that help sooner, I think would have made a difference. And so just the idea of being able to share this, especially to those of a young age who are at risk of, developing mental health disorders, everything in the world right now, of course, social media, blah, blah, blah. Everything is it's a lot for anyone, but especially young people who are growing up. They're still learning about themselves, learning about the world. And to have these resources at their fingertips and just to feel that sense that they can share. And that's what I think is just so amazing, is that they feel comfortable doing that, because it's taken me a long time to feel comfortable sharing about my mental health, and I still struggle from that kind of like internal stigma. It's like, do I want to share this? Do I not want to share this? And of course, everyone, can share or not share what they want. You don't owe anyone an explanation about your mental health, but I just think it's not even specific to the D'Amelios, but just in general, in Generation Z, I just see so many people talking about, oh, we're on this med or that med and all this stuff. And I'm like, I couldn't even imagine talking about being on an antidepressant, at that age. And so it just gives me hope. And I know there's like not a lot of hope in this world right now about anything, but that I like that it's trending in a positive direction, I think, because I definitely know that I'm able to be more open about my mental health and really kind of, I guess, express it and realize that it's okay to need help, and not just like, let's just tough it out and pretend it doesn't exist, like perhaps has been ingrained in some older generations. And so I just love that we're just progressing, I think, in just such a positive direction. And so I'm super pumped about that. Super pumped about, my whatever future children, grandchildren, whatever, just everyone coming after me. I feel like we'll be able to hopefully continue to be open about mental health, and also just be educated about the resources that are available, and that people might even have a mental health condition. Like I said, I didn't realize, that I struggled with anxiety. I just thought I was, super high performing and everything, and just like to check everything 6,000 times. But it's amazing now that people are able to express themselves, they're able to be vulnerable, and that, in my opinion, is super brave, because it's not easy. But I am seeing more and more Gen Zers being vulnerable, sharing their experiences. And to me, that's what made me feel less alone, is when people around me, my friends, just people I knew, were talking about going to therapy, taking mental health medication. That's what really helped me ultimately get help and seek treatment, and really start to, I don't want to say accept, but recognize my mental health condition. And so the more we talk about it, the more that there's dialogue around this topic, that to me is a win. And I mean, having celebrity family talk about it, I mean, people can have their thoughts about them, the show, whatever, but just the idea of sharing mental health stories and opening the conversation and letting it continue to be open, I think it's such a powerful thing, and just something that I'm really excited about, because I want to keep trending in this positive direction. I want people to keep sharing, to keep being vulnerable, and to keep seeking help, because that's really what I'm all about, is just trying to make people feel less alone. And if they have some sort of condition, whatever it might be, diagnosed or not, just to realize that, there is help available, therapy is life-changing, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So anyway, just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the young people out there. I know I'm so hip with my Hello Kitty, but, it's fine. I can be 29 and love Hello Kitty. Sure can. So anyway, just want to give my thoughts on Gen Z, and I am hopeful for the future, which, if you ever watch my videos, I am not very hopeful about anything. And so we will take this little grain of hope, and we will just hope that it continues to blossom. So thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.